Let's go, baby. I'm so hyped for this. I haven't played Halo in years, man. Dude, remember when we used to go to Zach's and run split screen games all night? Halo 2 glitches, Halo 3 custom games and matchmaking, man. Those were the days. Feels so good to finally have a chance to play Halo again. Huh? This feels weird. Hold up, I just updated NVIDIA. Sometimes it resets my refresh rate. No. It's still at 144. Oh, wait, I'm only getting 60 frames. I guess it's capped by default? But I can't find the setting to change it. What? You can't uncap the frame rate? Holy hot dog, what is going on, 343? It was announced at XO19 this year that HaloReach will be available come December 3rd. While the most recent flight test was still live for PC, and the game was still having multiple key issues. Mostly being input lag with mouse and keyboard and the frame rate being capped at 60 FPS. It was confirmed in a blog post by 343 shortly after that the game will in fact launch on December 3rd, and the game will be capped at 60 FPS. They said that they are making progress on the input lag issue as well, although we have no evidence of that, and they did not confirm that the issue was solved. I think it's pretty obvious how bad of an idea this was. With HaloReach PC being possibly the last chance we have of Halo becoming popular again, it needs to be done right. And because of this, the community spoke out. Vitoed put out a firestorm of tweets in regards to 60 FPS versus higher frame rates on PC, and Hidden Xperia put out a great video calling for the game to be delayed. This resulted in a response from 343 by updating their most recent blog post. They stated they're still working on input lag in studio and are progressing. However, they state that they will continue to iterate on mouse and keyboard changes and will be flighting post-launch. That to me sounds like it's going to get fixed after launch. They also mentioned that variable frame rate, which is uncapped frame rate, will be included at launch. This seems to be the win that the community was looking for and is now celebrating. But that is what brings me to the topic of this video. HaloReach PC cannot launch like this. In my last video, I went through why I didn't think HaloReach PC was ready for launch, and the ramifications of a bad launch on PC. So I don't really want to get into that. But what I do want to talk about is how uncapping the frame rate and making progress on input delay are not enough justification to still launch this game on December 3rd. 343's blog post talks about the negative side effects of uncapping the frame rate on HaloReach PC, such as increased mouse input delay and instability of the entire build. They are working on this and state they are seeing promising results. But the bottom line is that this issue is not fixed, and that is why they intended on keeping the frame rate locked upon release in the first place. The fact that the community spoke out against this and they agreed to uncap the frame rate does not fix the underlying problem. Uncapping the frame rate breaks the game, and in my opinion makes the game unplayable. No PC gamer will tolerate input delay on their precious mouse and keyboard. I feel like this is being treated as a win, because we provided feedback that this is unacceptable, and 343 showed that they're listening by giving us what we wanted: uncapped frame rates at launch. But they're missing the big picture. The outcry from the community was because we need the launch of this game to be perfect, and PC gamers expect uncapped frame rates. But if uncapping the frame rate causes instability and increased input lag, then what are we even doing here? When it comes to the frame rate issue, I really want to go through these tweets from Vitoed. He mentions how he sees plenty of people who have the "doesn't affect me isn't a problem" mindset, and then he tries to relate the experience the PC user is gonna have to the equivalent on console. For one, I understand the doesn't affect me mindset, because that's simply human nature. At the end of the day, we all have our own problems and things to complain about. I can't be bothered wasting time or energy being worried about other people's problems. But at the end of the day, the goal here is to grow Halo as a franchise leading into Halo Infinite. Popularity brought to Halo benefits pretty much all parties: the developers, the players, content creators, everyone. For you Xbox players that don't understand the problem with HaloReach being locked at 60 FPS, read this tweet. Imagine if 343 came out and said, "Hey guys, we're bringing HaloReach to MCC." The community is incredibly excited, everyone's happy, and then on launch day you find out that they actually just ported over the Xbox 360 backwards compatible version of HaloReach and integrated that into MCC. You wouldn't know if you're looking at the screen from underwater or if your vision just degraded overnight with how blurry the graphics and motion blur are. And your eyes might start bleeding from 30 FPS. People would be outraged, and rightfully so. You'd go crazy jumping from all other Halo titles in MCC in smooth 60 FPS, then going on to Reach and only getting 30 frames. I would bet that most people would not play Reach until an update drops to update the game to 4K 60 FPS. Others might return the game and not be willing to buy it again until the update comes. Maybe some will lose interest and don't even bother buying it again after the update. These are the scenarios that we face with HaloReach PC. I just don't get it. I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm like a parent. I want to sit 343 down and tell him, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. The entire shtick since this project began was it's ready when it's ready. And in the 8 months since the announcement, it definitely has been the case of it's ready when it's ready. But now that we're this close to the finish line and we're throwing it out the door, we've all waited this long already, so what's another couple months? It just doesn't make sense to me. The story of AAA gaming this generation seems to have been releasing unfinished games and fixing them after the fact. And I felt that HaloReach PC was finally going to be the game to do it right. To show that if you take your time and make a good game, you will be rewarded by your fans. But now it looks like HaloReach PC is just going to be another game falling victim to greed. And I know I keep saying 343 and it seems like I'm blaming them, but I honestly don't think this was their decision. If I had to bet, I would say that Microsoft told them they needed it out before the holidays. It's so frustrating because I just envision a bunch of clowns in a boardroom, looking at sales charts and consumer trends, and seeing that a shitty or unfinished game that releases in the holiday season sells way more than the most perfect game that launches in the spring. Unfortunately, that's the nature of business. Microsoft is the one funding the games, so ultimately it's their decision. But HaloReach and the rest of MCC coming to PC really could make or break the franchise. Not in a true Halo is dead kind of way. Halo is an enormous franchise and it will be milked for all eternity. But widening our audience to PC can increase Halo's popularity tenfold. And building a sustainable audience for Halo Infinite can be the difference between Halo truly making its way back into prominence in the esports world, or Halo Infinite dying out in popularity a year after launch. I don't expect this video to result in HaloReach PC getting delayed, but I want people to know that this is absolutely the wrong decision. I just hope that as Halo fans, we aren't the ones that pay the price.